Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. And also, happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. If you're unfamiliar, it was on this day, May 22nd, in 2010, that 10,000 Bitcoin were exchanged for two large pizzas. Now, at today's prices, 10,000 Bitcoin would be worth approximately $92 million, dollars, since the current price of Bitcoin at the time of this video is around $9,200. But what's interesting to think about is how much would one Bitcoin need to be worth so that 10,000 Bitcoin could feed the global population. That's what we're going to look at in this video. I thought it would be interesting to take a look. So, first of all, what we have is our pizza purchasing power, or P cubed, if you will. And this basically is the number of pizzas you could have purchased with 10,000 Bitcoin as a function of time. Now, I should remind you that the 10,000 Bitcoin were exchanged for two large pizzas. Now, the two large pizzas at the time were only worth about $25, but the 10,000 Bitcoin at the time were worth around $41. So the person who agreed to go buy the pizza and then deliver it actually, made $16 by accepting the $10,000 Bitcoin for those goods. So the person who made the deal got a pretty good deal, because not only did they get $10,000 Bitcoin, but the valuation of the Bitcoin at the time was worth $16 more than the pizza cost. So this is our pizza purchasing power. You can see it starting from around 2, because originally 10,000 Bitcoin was worth 2. So you can follow along and see, okay, well, 10,000 Bitcoin at various points in history would have cost you, how many pizzas could you have gotten with those $10,000 Bitcoin? The interesting thing is you have to consider the price here, because we're assuming that essentially we're paying $20.50 for each large pizza, which is fairly high for most pizza standards, but let's just go with that number as we continue to investigate. So let's assume that each large pizza costs $20.50. Let's also assume that each large pizza could feed 4 people. Now, clearly these are pretty big assumptions, but we have to make assumptions somewhere. So the question that obviously begs itself is, what does the price of Bitcoin need to reach where 10,000 Bitcoin could realistically feed the global population lunch? So this is what we're going to look at. So if we continue on, we have the total number of people fed. So this basically is in a given year, or in a given day of a year. If you had taken those 10,000 Bitcoin, went to your local pizza shop, spent $10,000 Bitcoin to get as much pizza as you could, how many people could it have fed based off the assumptions that we've made? Now, you can see that around the first peak, we would have been getting close to feeding maybe around, and by the way, I should tell you that this is a logarithmic scale, so each major tick is 10x. So this would be like 10 people, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So by the first peak that we have in 2011, 10,000 Bitcoin could have fed, not quite. I mean, so this would be 1,000,000, 100,000. So we're talking about maybe 50, 60,000 people. Now, by the second peak, it could have fed over 2 million people. And by the third peak, it could have fed around 39 million or so. So 39 million people. Now, if we expand this out, so we know that there's, according to some source I used, we know that there's 7.58 billion people accounted for in the world. So there's 7.58 billion humans on planet Earth. So how can we get to this numbers where if we backtrack, 10,000 Bitcoin would be able to feed the entire global population lunch? So if we say that each large pizza can feed 4 people, then it follows that we need 1.895 billion pizzas to feed the global population lunch. If each large pizza costs $20.50, then the total cost to purchase those 1.895 billion pizzas would be approximately 38,847,500,000. Now, it follows then that if 10,000 Bitcoin had to equal 38,847,500,000, then each Bitcoin would need to be worth approximately $3,884,750. Now, are we going to get to $3,884,750 anytime soon? No, we're not. It probably would take decades to get to this point. And once we do get to that point, if Bitcoin gets to that point, then the number of people in the world will likely be a lot higher than 7.58 billion people. But again, what's a few billion among friends? Happy Pizza Day, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like the perspective that I provide, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out the Telegram channel, which you'll find a link to in the description below, and also check out the premium list if you like looking at Bitcoin using various data science models, including now our pizza purchasing power. See you next time. Bye.